Okay. Let me just scroll myself down here. If you stumble across this video and you're knowledgeable in the Stanley Parable and you're like, it says episode 1. Why the hell does it say Stanley Parable 6 in the reboot thing? Boot up menu. That's because I recorded the whole series, and when I went to, which consists of 5 videos, I believe, and when I went to go edit the first video, guess whose video was corrupted? Mine right here. This girl's video was corrupted. I couldn't put it in any editing software. I couldn't do anything with it. So, and on top of that, I ran out of hard drive space because I just did. And it like cut off about 50 minutes in. So I had like a second part to go with the first part, and it was just, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna re-record it. I'm gonna delete those 2 videos, get them out of here, and I'm just gonna record the first video all over again. This is also the only episode where you're gonna see my lovely hair down. Lovely, I don't know. I usually just wear it up. I think I've worn it up every day since like 7th grade. The dedication is unreal. So yeah. That is why it says Stanley Parable 6. It's because I've already played through the game. But my reactions from here on out are gonna be super genuine, 100% authentic, and it's gonna be as though I have never played this game before. Starting now. Stanley Parable 6? Wait, what? That makes no sense. Why would it say that when I boot up the game? Oh, it must be a silly thing. My cat's just making a bunch of ruckus out there. Must be a silly thing the developers put in to throw us for a loop. Oh, is this like a title? Like a little extra title that I can put under the main title? What should I pick? I'm gonna pick a game of content. Because I feel like that kind of... Okay, that's... What the... Oh, these title screens are so different. I don't know. What the fuck is that? That is new. I have never seen that before. Just like the rest of the game. Haha. Alright, let's just go ahead and begin it. And I won't skip. Because you guys have never seen this before.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor at his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been
The
at his
Stanley
desk for
Parable
nearly an
6,
hour
a
when he
game of
realized that
content.
not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
That's
No one
crazy.
had showed up to give him instructions. Call
What
a
are all
meeting,
those
or
balloons
even
all
say
over the office?
hi.
That's
Never in
nuts.
all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Also, I just want to preface this before we get back to the 100% genuine, authentic reactions to everything, as though I am playing this game blind for the first time. This is my third time recording this first episode. Earlier this morning, I recorded the second one, but OBS, the software that I use to record everything, did not want to stop the recording all the way. I think it's because I was putting I was trying to put videos onto my secondary hard drive, and it just spun and spun and spun. It continuously said stopping recording, and it did not stop for like 20 minutes. And it froze, and I had to shut it down. I eventually had to shut down my entire computer because I'm like, great. Nothing is working. That's how fucked up it was. But yeah, I'm really excited to react to everything a third time in a totally genuine and authentic way. So we're gonna continue. Oh my god, I forgot my intro. Okay. Hi, welcome to Late Night Gaming, a very professional YouTube channel with 11 subscribers. I'm one of the big dogs. I should know how to do this by now. My name is Rachel, and today we are going to play, obviously, the Stanley Parable 6, a game of content. Crazy title. I thought it was the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. I guess I was wrong. Wow, this is insane. Look at all the detail. This looks like a real office. Well, look at all these balloons.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, man. It's almost as if, you know, these balloons would be so much better if they said get well someday. So much better. And man, can you imagine if this
looked, he couldn't find a
this
trace of his
phone rang?
co-workers.
Wait, there's a pin next to it. Can you imagine if this phone rang out of nowhere? That'd be insane in the membrane. Oh my god, look at this bucket. Is this property of Stanley? That's mind-boggling. I just don't know how to react to that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This should probably be the thumbnail. Here. Can I get like an... Ooh, yeah. Ooh. So you can get that broom closet glimpse. I just saved a screenshot. Stimmy. Oh my god. I wonder what will happen when we go into this really random broom closet.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Well, Mr. Narrator, technically you're wrong. There is something here. I mean,
There was nothing here. No choice to make.
Wrong.
No path to follow. Just an empty broom closet.
It's not
No
empty. There's
reason
stuff
to
in
still be
here.
there.
There's a... I mean... I think this bucket is better than the bucket that's out there.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
I mean, this one is yellow, like the sun, or sunflowers, daffodils. Oh, daffodils. They got the little yellow center.
Why? Please offer
It's
me some
bigger,
explanation
can hold more water. It's got a handle for a mop that you can squeeze it, even though the mop doesn't exist.
You do realize there's no choice or
It has
anything in
wheels.
If I'd said
You don't have to carry it. You can just roll it
closet,
through
maybe she
the
would have a
office.
reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
I think it bears a lot of
I never thought to
significance.
mention it.
There's
Maybe
duct
to
tape.
you, this is somehow its own branching path.
Fixes
Maybe
everything.
when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Do you remember when people used to type like that?
He was fat and ugly and really, really stupid. He
Hey!
probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
And mop buckets.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
That hallway? That one? With its stained, ugly, yellow floor. I was trying to come up with another adjective and my brain almost burst. And its tan, beige walls. And its door that hasn't been cleaned for years. Someone put their grubby, nasty hands on it. I mean, comparing the two, I think the broom closet's a lot better. Yeah, the walls are unfinished, but you can imagine what you want on the walls now. Alright, I'll step out.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
No, I'm just gonna taunt him. Oh! Huh? Oh, I hope I don't step a foot over the broom closet threshold. Here we go.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
There's a wrench.
A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay, that's it. I don't think, as someone who's never played this game before, I don't think he'll say anything more after that. So we're just gonna go ahead and leave.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Also, you guys want to see the executive bathroom? Don't worry about that title. It doesn't. I don't know what that means. But don't worry about it. Ooh. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Ooh, extreme bathrooms. Time. Are those glasses? Why would you have glasses next to your toilet? Oh, there's another one. Are those like candle holders? I think they're candle holders. I hope they're candle holders and not glasses, because what the hell? What the hell are you? What kind of water are you drinking in your bathroom?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy.
No
so
shit.
He relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
This is not calming me down. This is making me irritated.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Wow. Out of the millions, billions, Googleplex arrangements of a 4-number code that I could have put in, it's crazy that I guessed the right one on the first try. Just beginner's luck, I guess. Oh man, I wonder what awaits us at the bottom of this elevator shaft. I hope it's nothing too crazy, like, I don't know, a facility that controls a certain aspect of the human body.
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I would have never guessed that. Out of all the parts of the body, that the facility that controlled something that's on the human body that I talked about earlier, I would have never guessed the mind. Crazy. I would have guessed maybe our left big toe. That was my first guess. The mind was probably my 46th.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
We don't want to do that.
What horrible secret did this
Don't know why
place
though.
hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Stop. Stop it, Stanley. I know your life is suddenly depressing, but you don't need to jump over the side of the railing. It's not like there's an ending that occurs when you do that.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I like how that gasp of shock turned into a yawn. Oh my god! This is insane. Ooh, it's kind of creepy. Ew, gross. Is this a government facility? Because this is probably
This
what they do with
mind
their
control
phones.
facility. It was too horrible to believe. It couldn't
I'm looking at
be
my
true.
phone on the side.
Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Okay.
Blackness.
If I were
And a
Stanley,
rising
I would
chill of
actually
uncertainty.
probably
Was it over?
be panicking right now if I were stuck in this really dark room. I am terrified of the dark,
He had
so
won.
this is
He
not
had
ideal for
defeated
me.
the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
If I had the ability to jump, I would jump through the open door.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin.
I'm so sorry about the low frame rate.
The immense
I don't know how to
possibility of
fix
a
it.
new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Are you sure that the outside world isn't just another really, really, really big mind control facility? I mean, think of all the cell towers everywhere. Why do you think the government put those in? You think the cell service providers put that in? No. We're all being brainwashed. We're all being mind controlled. It's not even a conspiracy anymore. It's 100% fact. Watch me get like, due to misinformation, Rachel has been scrubbed from the internet. Because she was too close to the truth. Well, that was really crazy, wasn't it?
What could it mean?
We
Stanley
just
decided to go to the meeting room.
woke up
Perhaps
and
he'd simply missed a memo.
we're free. We were free, but now, you know, the more I look at this bucket, the more I'm like, man, you know, maybe it's better than that mop bucket and that kind of drab, unfinished broom closet. I mean, it looks kind of like, it looks kind of rusted, but in a charming way. It looks like if you were to, I don't know, pick it up, it would bring you like a wave of of comfort would just wash over you. And this crazy, insane loop that we've gotten ourselves stuck in, it wouldn't matter anymore. I mean, look at it. It's almost as if it's supposed to be like a Greek statue because it's on a pillar and a cushioned pillow and 420 blaze it. Whoa, look at the new content door. That's nuts. Holy moly, that's crazy.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You know what I'm thinking? You know, I know I kind of talked down on you, room closet. You know, back there I called you drab and unfinished, but I just said that to like uplift that dumb metal pail in there. Yeah, it's on a red cushion, which is on top of a Greek-looking pillar, but it's nothing compared to you. Nothing compared to you.
Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all.
Oh, but you said something.
I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Oh, sir, I will. Is that copper wire? We were in Fallout, all this shit would go into my pocket, including this broom and the bucket.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What the? Why is that a business strategy? What does it say? I am the most expensive boss. What? Because you got a red tie from Walmart? I love the Stanley. Okay, we're done. All I think about when I'm riding that elevator is the scene from Markiplier's playthrough of this, where he's like,
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Well, I don't know what language you were speaking there at the end, buddy, but are we not going to talk about how I guessed the 4-digit code on the first try last time? Like, are we not going to talk about that? I think that was really impressive. Out of all the variations of numbers that I could have put together, I thought 2845 was really the most aesthetically pleasing. So, like, why wouldn't I put that into the keypad first? Don't ask me why it's the most aesthetically pleasing. It's also the most logical. Don't ask me why it's the most logical,
though.
though.
The large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Are we gonna look for mutants?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
I want to know about that pirate one. Why does it say pirate?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time?
Why am I yawning so much? I just woke up from a nap.
His boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I had a pretty crazy dream that woke me up from my nap.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept
I was being chased by
life in someone else's control.
Well, I wasn't.
Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life?
It was more like
utterly blind to
well,
the
I was,
world?
but at the same time, I wasn't. I was being chased by poppy playtime characters plus almost inspired characters.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
And it was
with emotions,
pretty nerve-wracking.
happy or sad or
Like you heard
content,
them.
walking,
Like there were
eating,
other people that were trying to
all of it
escape.
monitored and commanded from
I'm
this
talking
surveillance.
over this because we've already
And as
heard
the
it.
cold reality of his past began to sink in.
And like I heard,
Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its
I heard it
terrible
ripping
power over
into
another
other like
human life.
the
For
monsters
he
ripping into
would
other people
dismantle
and
the
eating them
controls
and.
once and for all.
Since I have no idea what you're saying, narrator, I'm going to assume that you said that we should press the on button and not the off one.
You didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Whoa.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes.
2
Now, this is making
minutes?
things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine.
How
You
in the
are star.
world am I
It's
gonna
your
get out of
story
this
now.
facility?
Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this
Before
is
it
much better than what I
explodes.
had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Oh.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're
Okay,
gonna
green?
die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to me.
Red?
I erased them. I turned off the machine
blue
to set you free.
and yellow.
Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it,
Oh,
I simply let you sit there in
no.
your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to
Green.
a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of
5.
everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me.
Wait, what does that say? 195?
You have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no.
Oh, here's a door.
Or
We
maybe
can
this
just.
big red
Oh,
button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this
My
video game
God.
can be beaten?
that would have been a more effective
Have any
and
idea what your purpose in this place is?
convincing sniffle as though I'm about to cry if it weren't for the fact that my sinuses are
You're in
super
for quite
plugged
a
up right now.
disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
Let me in.
To see you made
Let me out.
humble.
Let me in. Let me
This
out.
is not a challenge.
Check it all out.
It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine.
Maybe if I
But
press
I'm
this
going to
button up
destroy
here.
it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Ah, shoot dang. What the hell? It's almost as if all those buttons didn't do anything. I can't believe it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, idiot. I walked downstairs, stupid.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float?
Ooh, man, this guy likes to talk.
Would the voice explain all
Goodness
that?
gracious.
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh, God.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day.
Whoa, that's
rose, got dressed,
crazy.
gathered her
That
belongings,
is
and walked out to
bonkers.
square.
I was trying
But
to
on
come
this
up with a different
particular
word.
day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She ran all the way to work, where she definitely would not be sitting in a windowless office typing buttons that the computer told her to press for a certain amount of time, with a clock to her left and a picture to her right. And then she'll just, maybe today, she'll be waiting and waiting and waiting, and not a single command will appear on her screen. And then Mariella will stand up and she'll go, you know, Jim, the guy over in 429, he hasn't come in to say hi to me. That's pretty strange. I wasn't able to ask about his wife and kids. I wasn't able to ask him about his view on... I was going to say politics, but whether... Oh, man. I can't be funny anymore. If I was funny at all. Actually, you know what? That's it. Stepping back from my amazing acting skills about, being genuinely shocked about all the content that we just saw. Those were all the endings that I went through in my first video. The remaining videos it'll cover like all the left door endings and then all the right door endings and then any like story progression stuff and anything that has to do with that really beautiful bucket that's in the other room. So I'm not really gonna say much about my opinions of the game because I talk about it later on in the series. It is kind of fun to like go through and be sarcastic and stuff. I hope that was funny. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Guess at the end of the day, that's all that matters, if I make myself laugh. But, yeah, this video is definitely shorter than the first one. Or the second one, actually. The second take in the first take. But, I hope you can't hear my earbuds scraping against my zipper. That'd get kind of annoying. But yeah. I hope this video does not give me any problems. I don't think it will. I think I finally figured out a way to get everything to work, so that's good. Oh, man. I had a whole schedule thought out. I was going to upload like 2 videos a day. I was going to go through 4 different video games all at the same time, and life just got in the way. I've been really tired this week. It's been a very long week, and it's not even over. It's just because I'm tired. But yeah. Anyway, I don't have much else to say. So I guess it's outro time. Thank you so much for watching. This was Lately Night Gaming. If you liked this video and all my sarcastic wit and my 100% genuine, authentic reactions that you saw me do throughout this video, if you liked that, you can go ahead and press that subscribe button because there's going to be a lot more blind reactions after this. I don't know about the sarcasm and the wit. And if you... My next subscriber goal is to hit 20. I'm at 11 right now, so if 9 of you stumble across this video and you're like, wow, that Rachel, she's almost as, like, charismatic and wonderful as that shiny metal bucket that we saw sitting on top of that pedestal, but she doesn't need a bucket. She's probably better than the bucket. Yeah. You can click that subscribe button. I know you want to. Do it. Please. Let's get to 20 subscribers. Also, if you liked it, you can also press the like button. You know, for a little extra bonus. And please leave a comment in the comment section below. I do know how to read, and I would love to read what you have to say about the game, about my performance, about anything. You can ramble about anything down there, and I would still love to read it. So in the meantime, I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.